So we're here reviewing WandaVision, the new series on Disney+. And, it's like we just sit here and we talk about... What?
What are you doing?
I was breaking the fourth wall and talking directly to the audience.
But, babe, that's what we do anyway.
What?
I mean, like, when we do our little thing here, we're already talking to the audience all the time.
But I wanted to do the Malcolm the Middle gimmick.
Sorry.
Like WandaVision.
Can't really do that when you're already always doing that.
Well, that's disappointing.
Sorry.
I'm Dave. This is my lovely fiancée, Jess. And it is Halloween in Westview.
It is.
I like your shirt.
It's Halloween-y.
Very nice. You like mine?
Oh, well, I mean, why are you wearing Michael Myers?
Number one, this was a Halloween episode. Number two, Halloween's part of the MCU.
What? No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It totally is. Remember in Halloween 6 when Ant-Man helped stop Michael Myers?
Well, yeah, but it wasn't actually Ant-Man.
Yes, it was.
It was just the actor.
It was Paul Rudd, and he looked exactly like he does in Ant-Man, even though it was like 20 years earlier.
It's just the actor. That doesn't count. There's plenty of movies that other actors are in.
Huh, you don't say.
This guy.
So, on an all-new Halloween spooktacular, I gotta say, as, you guys know, our other channel's all about horror, so when I saw that this episode was Halloween-themed, it became my favorite.
Yeah.
Just for that setting.
Which him knowing it was Halloween-themed is not actually a spoiler, because it was on the IMDb website.
We got into a bit of an argument with some friends about what constitutes a spoiler. I said, hey, look, the images of next week's episode is of Halloween. And they're like, oh, thanks for spoiling. And I'm like, it's not a spoiler. I don't know anything you don't. It's what the company released publicly.
Apparently it's public knowledge.
So, I'm curious, in the comments, what does and doesn't constitute a spoiler?
Yeah.
I'm genuinely curious to hear. So anyways, about this episode, right off the bat, we gotta talk about, the big cliffhanger with Pietro showing up.
Yeah.
I feel like this answered enough that I don't think he's the X-Men version of Quicksilver.
No.
Because, number one, he has memories of Sokovia.
Yeah.
He remembers, as he says, when he got shot in the street like a chump in Age of Ultron. So, I don't think it's him. I think it is the, at least as far as his memories go.
It's kind of a gimmick that it's the same actor of the X-Men one, but he is supposed to be the one that grew up with Wanda as her twin.
So you don't think this isn't them bringing the X-Men in? Because there's other ways that it's kind of leaning towards there, which I'll get to. But I will say, I love that Evan Peters, while continuity-wise, I don't think he's the same Quicksilver from X-Men. Personality-wise, he is. He's one of the best parts of this episode, just because he so fits into that fun uncle role.
He is the fun uncle.
Quite literally. I loved his costume. I thought it looked like some weird combination of, like, David Bowie dressing up as Wolverine with the hair.
Yeah. Yeah, his hair is
that was... I feel like that was an intentional nod to X-Men with his hair like that.
Yeah, I agree.
But not all is fun and cheery in Westview.
Not this episode, no.
Vision is...
He is on a mission to find, obviously he knows something's going on.
After what happened with, with Norm.
Yeah. So now he's on a mission to find out more and try to get some help for these people, because he realizes that whether Wanda's doing it consciously, subconsciously, whatever, she's hurting them.
I mean, I think the cat's out of the bag, even to Vision, that she's doing it consciously.
Well, yeah, it is. It's definitely more so consciously.
She kind of almost admitted it to him.
Yeah. And lately she's been slipping up a lot more.
Because there's no reason to try to hide it.
No, like, even when he's like, oh, I'm not going to go trick-or-treating with you guys. And she's like, no, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Like, that's like her basically admitting, I'm controlling you.
Really?
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
That's what that means. It's funny because I hear you say that to me all the time.
But we're not in a sitcom world.
You're not supposed to be doing that.
Well, maybe it is stuff you're not supposed to be doing.
Or that time I put on a movie and you come out and you're like, this isn't what we're supposed to be watching. She said that for real. I'm not making this up.
Well, because we agreed on something totally different.
This isn't the show we're supposed to watch at this hour.
No,
like, all high and mighty.
It wasn't like on this hour. It was that we talked about a totally different movie that night. And then I went to the bathroom or something and I came back. And it wasn't at all the movie that we had talked about watching. Of course I was upset.
I have no recollection of this. I don't recall. Anyways, we finally get... I know there's been a lot of speculation about Agnes and whether or not she knows more than she lets on. But when Vision kind of snaps her out of it for a second, she's just as terrified as Norm was.
Yeah.
So does that kind of put to bed all the fan theories about, like, oh, is Agnes secretly Mephisto?
Well, yes and no.
How
because
so?
Remember, with Vision, she was like, you're dead. You're dead. Like, she knew that he was actually dead.
That's public knowledge, though, because remember, even Darcy is like, oh, Vision, what? He wasn't blipped, he's dead. The world knows that Vision and Scarlet Witch and Iron Man are dead. She was acting
really weird about it.
Well, wouldn't you feel really weird if you saw someone you thought was dead, like, oh, hey, please come and stand outside my car?
I guess she's never seen him actually look like Vision.
Like that too, but
and that's why, like, it's really freaking her out now.
I mean, she could still be hiding something, but I think it's fascinating that, and really disturbing that anytime Vision kind of snaps them out of the trance, it's like they're terrified. They're in agony.
Yeah.
And then you even saw, kind of closer to the border of the town,
some of the people.
The people are just, like, doing these, like, motions.
Like, very slow, like, repetitive, like, over, like, basically they're frozen in time.
Yeah. And it's like, are they in the sunken place, like in Get Out?
Kinda.
And if so,
or that
is Wanda the villain?
No, not like Get Out.
Like what?
Like Soul. You know that place?
Like Soul.
That place where you go when you're a magician or whatever, and you like you really, you know, what was that place called? The In-Between or something?
The Great Beyond?
No, not the Great Beyond. That's when you're dead.
Oh, you mean the plane where the guy on the ship was?
Yeah.
This is called cross-promotion between Disney Plus properties. Watch Soul. It's really good.
It's really good. We've seen it like 20 times.
We did a podcast of it on this channel. Watch that too. It's also really good.
It's really good.
No, but,
anyway.
it's kind of a terrifying idea, and I feel like this is leading towards... We've been talking about the X-Men. We've been talking about mutants being introduced into this world. I think this episode kind of sets it up, but not in the way that people are talking about.
No.
So, do you remember when the guy... oh my god, I forgot his name. The guy in charge of S.W.O.R.D., the director. Yeah. When he says to Monica, he's like, oh, you know, Wanda is the problem. We need to take her out, and we solve this. And she's like, well, actually, we don't... Like, you just kill her, maybe this all won't go away.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily solve anything. And we don't know.
And he says something to the effect of, like, oh, you're so sympathetic to superpowered individuals because of your history with Carol Danvers. Is this whole series, is WandaVision setting up the kind of public fear and distrust of people with powers similar to what we saw in X-Men? X-Men is all about, I mean, really, it's a thinly veiled metaphor for the civil rights movement.
Yeah. And
how mutants are looked down upon and not trusted by the humans. Is this setting that up? like this whole event becomes, global news that superpowered individuals can't be trusted. And then that's how Marvel starts bringing in mutants. And then it's like, oh, you could have a superpowered individual for a child and not even know it until their powers show.
Maybe.
That
That'd
could
be interesting.
I feel like that'd be a really cool way to bring that in.
Yeah, that would be cool, actually. Maybe even in a later episode of WandaVision.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like each week, they can't. I'm like, where are they going to go next? How can you top that? And then
they top it.
They topped it here. Bye, Sword Command Center. Hello, new circus in town.
Hey, let's go to the circus.
Just please tell me that this has to happen. And if it doesn't, it'll be a waste opportunity. Next episode, Darcy has to be a waitress in a diner in the exact same uniform she had in Two Broke Girls.
Oh my gosh.
That would be
hilarious.
That would be awesome if that's what Westview turns her into.
That would be so funny.
And she's just as miserable as she was on that show in that job.
Also, can we get a circus episode? Like Dumbo?
It's another Disney cross promotion. Sure, why not? I was thinking more along the lines of like a Rob Zombie 31 circus vibe.
That's not a Disney movie.
Very much not.
We definitely can't promote that on here.
Oh well, don't watch 31. Actually do, it's really good.
It is really good, but it's not a Disney movie.
So where do we see this heading next as far as the sitcoms go and as far as like the plot goes?
Well, I don't know, because my question is, now that the sword people are in the vortex or whatever it is, are they gonna like be like everybody else and not really like not know until they're snapped out of it?
I mean,
or
probably not.
Are they gonna know that, oh my gosh, now we're in here, and be able to like maybe even figure out more stuff now that they're in there?
Well, there was an awareness that Monica Rambeau had when she was in it that others didn't necessarily have. So
yeah, she did have a little bit of awareness.
That's very possible. But I feel like just, in terms of plot, of course it's going to be Monica, Darcy, and Jimmy who end up figuring it out. Which I have to say, Agent Jimmy Woo, I'm a little disappointed in you, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
You remember in Ant-Man and the Wasp when, Cassie Lang was like, "Why are you being so mean to my daddy?"
Yeah.
Because of the whole house arrest thing, and he's like, "Well, your school has rules, and you're not allowed to just draw on the walls. Well, your daddy went to Germany with Captain America and drew all over the walls."
Yeah.
He kind of assaulted a federal agent in this episode.
Yeah.
And is that not him
drawing
on the walls a little bit? I mean, I get why he did it, and like in the moment that was the thing to do, but I would hope that him now going through this, he now appreciates Scott Lang a little more. Like, I get why you did it.
Yeah.
But I saw that, I'm like, oh, my man Jim, drawing on the walls.
There you go, buddy. There you go.
So, next week, we will be back with another episode, another review. I hope they do, the previews have kind of shown, I know at some point they do, like, the talking head, like, mockumentary style.
Yeah.
Similar to that of, like, Modern Family or The Office. I would love to see Vision's workplace done as like The Office.
Yo, that would be great.
That would be, if they do that, then that'll be my favorite episode. It keeps changing.
This was your favorite episode
so far. So, like, share, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. If you're a fan of horror, check out our channel, Halloween Year Round. And thanks for watching. We will be back next week.
Yes, we will.
And until then, check out the circus.
Adios.
And don't draw on the walls.
Yes, don't do that. Don't be like my toddler.
It's true.
She drew on the walls and I was very upset. Don't do that.
And on that note, bye.
Bye.